When you hurt the narcissist's ego, this is how they react when in pain. Allow me to begin by expressing my appreciation for your time in watching this video. In case you're new around these parts, let me tell you that the narcissist is the single topic we cover. Before we get started, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate your continued support. Anger and other negative emotions are not usually indicators of narcissistic personality disorder. It's possible that a chemical imbalance or a head injury is at the root of the problem. Narcissistic rage, however, encompasses a wide spectrum of behaviors, from explosive outbursts and unexpected moments of wrath to passive-aggressive acts like simmering resentment. Regardless of whether the narcissist's attention is being diverted from more important topics or not, if they are not the focus on it in the way they want, they may explode in wrath. As a result of having their needs and wants disregarded, a narcissist may react with intense hostility or extremely passive-aggressive. Seeing their idealized self shattered in that way is distressing. But if narcissists are the type who places the most importance on how they look from the outside, how can this be? Alright, now I'd like to talk about how a narcissistic injury can affect the narcissist. If so, what are their thoughts on the matter? What's wrong with them? There are a wide variety of narcissistic injuries. A wide range of outcomes is possible at each juncture. On the other hand, I'll talk about the worst narcissistic injury there is and how they're likely to react to it. Narcissistic wounds, also known as wounded ego, are emotional traumas that annihilate the narcissist's sense of self-worth and pride. Whenever someone attacks their false persona, this is what normally happens. The degree of the injury may also affect the narcissist's reaction. And yet, no matter how bad the wound is, they always respond in the same manner. To keep things simple, here is how a narcissist usually responds when they have suffered a narcissistic injury. Their dignity has been shattered, and with it comes shame, which is quickly buried behind a torrent of wrath. The narcissist becomes obsessed with getting even as a result. No matter how great the wrong is done to them, narcissists are incapable of forgiving it. They have reached the point where they can't even act forgiving. Therefore, it is irrelevant if they claim to have done so. They're already thinking of ways to get even with you. Their preferred form of punishment is the infamous smear campaign, which can be carried out in secret or in full view of the public. If a narcissist has just insulted you, they could act kind and charming later on. There are narcissistic hurts that can drive the narcissist to even more extreme behavior, and I'm not even referring to the lifetime slander campaign. And on top of all that, you can knock a narcissist off their feet with a strike from which they will never recover, where their pride and self-esteem crumble before their eyes, and the realization of who or what they really are brings on an overwhelming sense of remorse. There are several potential triggers for a narcissist's breaking point, and they all revolve around the topic of what hurts the narcissist the most. These are the kinds of experiences that would tear open the deepest wounds in a narcissist's fragile mind. In this video, I discussed in depth the 3 triggers for narcissist pain: abandonment, exposure, and insult. Those who can simultaneously employ all 3 of these strategies against narcissists will deal the most damage. The narcissist will then either avoid this individual by all means out of fear or become obsessed with destroying them. If it's the latter, then maybe they'll let their guard down just by glancing at the person who injured them. At this point, the narcissist has no choice but to confess that the other person is someone they do not like and quit pretending otherwise. It's much preferable if they can just kill them. Narcissists and other persons with severe personalities are particularly vulnerable to the devastation that results from a narcissistic injury of this magnitude. The narcissist will take additional action based on the strength of their current emotions. It's possible they feel trapped because of their anxiety and assume there's no way out. They are more prone to run away and act as if nothing happened, even if they eventually give in and own their mistakes and seek treatment, which rarely succeeds. If the narcissist's hatred for the target is so great that it can't be rationalized away, they may resort to extreme measures, such as casting a curse or hex on them or hiring a hitman to eliminate them. If a narcissist could persuade someone else to do their dirty work without any repercussions, there is nothing they wouldn't do. When a narcissist feels wounded, their dark side becomes more apparent. They may play the victim to gain sympathy, but that's just a distraction from their real agenda. But if you're an expert, you can home in on what's off and how bitter their resentment really is. They will reveal everything to you as they see it with their own eyes. When a narcissist feels hurt, they experience a wide range of painful emotions. Some of the most common ones include fear, wrath, hatred, and shame. The narcissist's natural negativity is merely amplified by this. A narcissist can't take the combined blow of being insulted, humiliated, and abandoned. And just like every other narcissistic injury, the damage can never be repaired. Each of their narcissistic put-downs makes them feel bad about themselves, which makes them even more miserable and unpleasant to be around. Narcissists, if denied the opportunity for revenge, can become insane or violent. Narcissists aren't interested in making amends or recovering from past hurts. The older they become, the less likely it is that they will let go of their grudges or their denial, hence the less likely it is that they will ever change for the better. Someone's ego has been damaged, thus, you should leave them to their own devices. In any case, I do trust that you found some value in this video. Give me an example of a time you hurt a narcissist's ego and describe the other person's reaction. Please come back soon. I always enjoy your company. Put your thoughts or questions in the box down below. If you like this video and want to see more like it in the future, subscribe to our channel by clicking the bell icon. So grateful for your consideration.